Hello everyone to my cycling podcast. Today we'll be discussing how Movistar lost the 2019 Tour de France. With four-time winner Chris Froome and 2018 runner-up Tom Dumoulin out because of crash injuries, Movistar have this huge opportunity to break Team Sky, or now named Team Ineos, dominance in the Tour. Movistar have the riders and support to stop Ineos from an unprecedented fifth straight Grand Tour victory. Heading to the Tour, Movistar have confirmed their lineup, with Nairo Quintana and Mikel Landa set to lead the team. World champion Alejandro Valverde is also confirmed in the lineup, but is likely to play a support role. The team is unsurprisingly stacked with climbing talent to take one of the highest tours in years, with frequent visits over 2,000 meters in the Pyrenees and the Alps, including 5 summit finishes. It was all smiles at the Movistar pre-race conference in a huge conference room at the Crown Plaza Hotel near Brussels Airport. The big elephant in the room was simple but also complex question: who will be the team leader for the Tour de France? Eusebio Nzue, the team director, insisted having two leaders is a necessity in modern Grand Tour racing. Quintana and Landa both hope to be Movistar's plan A, but Nzue made it clear they start on equal footing. He said that it's important Nairo and Mikel respect each other. In the end, the road decides who is strongest, and then the other knows they have to work for whoever that is. Eusebio Nzue was right that having two leaders is a necessity with a successful 2019 Giro d'Italia for Movistar, where Carapaz won the Maglia Rosa. For the Tour, they will do the same thing, hoping that success will repeat itself. Wait until one of the leaders showed lack of form, and he will voluntarily ride for the stronger rider, just like in the Giro where Landa ride for Carapaz nearing the end of the Giro. Unluckily, in the 2019 Tour, it was not clear throughout the 21-stage race who is stronger, Landa or Quintana. I consider that to be one of the factors for the failure, having two leaders from the beginning of the Tour till the end. In general, the plan they opt at the Giro could not be put into place since the road at the Tour did not decide who is stronger, Quintana or Landa. Landa finished 6th and Quintana finished 8th in the overall standing. I like to believe if Team Movistar is bold enough to give Landa the torch, he probably would have a podium finish. It was complicated. One day the team favored one, the next day the team favored the other, and the team didn't progress. Instead, Movistar have 3 riders in the top 10. In the pro peloton now, we could see only Ineos and Movistar who invested into the idea of having more than one leader. Jumbo-Visma tried during the 2018 Tour with Roglic and Kruijswijk, but only managed to finish 4th and 5th respectively. In 2019, they decided with having one leader in the Tour and paid dividend with Kruijswijk finishing 3rd, only 1 minute and 21 seconds behind Bernal. Another reason why they lost the Tour is the event where Landa crashed in stage 10. Landa's accident took place before the end of the 10th stage of the race, leaving him with no serious injuries but with a broken spirit. 2 minutes and 9 seconds was Landa time loss at the finish, now more than 4 minutes behind Julian Alaphilippe, as Nairo Quintana climbs onto 8th overall, 1 minute and 12 seconds behind the Frenchman. With that incident, it seems that Landa GC hopes go up in smoke. With the losses, he could be forced to switch to working for Nairo Quintana when the race resumes. Landa tried, but I personally feel he was not willing to risk everything during the Tour to manage the time gap, recover the time lost due to the crash in stage 10. And the team did not force Landa to work for Nairo after the 10th stage. I would predict if Landa did not crash in stage 10, he would make it to the podium. Now let's talk about Nairo Quintana. Nairo Quintana's yellow jersey dreams faded on the slopes of the Tourmalet. The two-time overall runner-up was dropped from the GC group well before the summit finish of stage 14 of the Tour de France. Unable to stay with the hard tempo set by his own Movistar team, Quintana finished 3 minutes 24 seconds down on stage winner Thibaut Pinot. Sport analysts and cycling fans mock and bash Movistar for their lack of teamwork during stage 14, but instead the Movistar team put the blame solely on Nairo. Alejandro Valverde said, "Nairo was not at his best, but we didn't know. He didn't say anything." After the stage, Quintana seems content to give his support to the aspiration of Landa and Valverde moving forward. We continue with Mikel Alejandro. Right now they are in front of me and we have to support them. So the third possible reason for Movistar failure is lack of communication. It is remarkable how Movistar only had one plan at stage 14, that is to set a hard tempo without considering other alternatives if one of their leaders lacked the form to stay with that pace. The team blamed Nairo for his results, with the manager stating, if we had known he was going badly, we wouldn't have worked like that. It is intolerable for the manager to state that. He should know his riders. Nairo been riding for Movistar since like forever, and he did mention Tranquilo during the stage. But yeah, he was to be blamed. Even his teammates blame Nairo. In truth, the blame is on the team. The team should provide contingency plan. Nairo, if you feel bad during the race, we're going to plan B. Instead, Movistar stick with plan A. Lack of communication and planning is another factor for the failure in the tour. And it is most amusing that the team sponsored by a global telecommunication giant is the team that faces this problem. In stage 14, it is clear that it is not Movistar who lost faith in Nairo, but it is Nairo who lost faith in Movistar for their lack of communication, lack of planning, and bad strategy that caused his opportunity to win his first Tour de France. The last reason for their loss in the 2019 Tour de France is Nairo and Landa wanted to win the Tour. Both Nairo and Landa are not just leaders, but both of them wanted to be on the top of the overall standings. They are not just teammates, but also rivals, not in different teams, but in the same team. It is clear that there is tension. Ultimately, there was Nairo who wanted to win the Tour, and there was Landa who also wanted the title. And the team did not progress managing these two personalities. 2019 was relatively a successful year for Movistar, winning the Giro d'Italia and finished second in the Volta a España. Although with this success, Movistar failed to keep their talented riders happy. Landa, Carapaz, and Quintana left the team. For much of the past decade, the team could count on being one of the previous favorites in nearly every Grand Tour it started. Now the team will be missing the guarantee that riders such as Quintana, Carapaz, and Landa brought to any of the major 3-week Grand Tours they started. Today, they add Eric Mas to the team with Marc Soler set to be their new GC riders. I believe you could agree with me that both of them are not as talented as Quintana and Landa nor Carapaz. I hope I am wrong, because if you follow the documentary titled The Least Expected Day, you and I have a soft spot for Movistar. We really want them to succeed. Losing 3 talented riders is hard for Movistar, but riders come and go. That is all. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.